Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm back again. We had another deck tech. There was meant to be a stream replay today, but I decided against it and it's going up tomorrow because, yeah, one of my followers, one of my mods and VIPs, Tondel, played this against us earlier in the week, and yeah, I got inspired. So Apothecary White is what I'm going to look at today. It's from the MKM clue set, or no, Ravnica clue set, sorry, apologies. 3 and a white for a 3/4 human cleric with vigilance, and whenever you attack you create a food token for each player being attacked. So you get the food, so you can sack it, gain 3, and then you can pay white and tap Apothecary White to tap X untapped foods you control and create X 1/1 white human creature tokens. Oh, was this fast against us? And I think my deck is even a little bit faster than what we saw the other day. So here we go. This is what Apothecary White looks like today. As usual, we'll start with the mana base. Ejano Castle, Emiri, I think are the two main ones we need to point out here. Fabled Passage, Path of Ancestry, just so we can have a little bit of extra mana. A whole load of planes. There's no point doing anything fancy. Reliquary Tower, Temple of the False God, and a Fair Balisca is here so we can draw a card if we need to at some stage. Artifact ramp wise, I'm playing this on MTGO, so if you've got this in real life, fair play to you. But on MTGO, I've gone with Tantalite Talisman, Jeweled Lotus, and Mana Crypt. I've also got Mana Vault and Soul Ring. And then we've got Arcane Signet, Marble Diamond, the Pearl Medallion to lower the cost of our white spells, and the Thought Vessel. That's a lot of artifact ramp in this deck, but we want this to work. I am umming and ahhing, and I'm going to be honest about this, about dropping down to 35 lands and putting Elixir of Immortality in. It's not here yet, so bear that in mind while we're thinking about the ramp and the mana side of things. So, the rest of the deck itself, we want to gain life. This is, you know, the Apothecaries made sure we keep going, and so they gain life. So, we'll start with the Ajani's Welcome, followed by Cleric class, which is even better because, you know, we get to get this to level 2 quite quickly and then start putting +1/+1 counters on some of our creatures. Makes life a little bit easier. Boom, boom. Souls Warden, Souls Attendant are here just to gain that life even more. Ajani's Pride Mate, so we can gain the benefit of having all the life gain and get this big. Hobbit Sting is nice because it is basically X damage to a target creature, or X is number of creatures you control plus the number of foods you control. You will probably be able to kill anything with this spell at some stage during the game without really giving anything benefit to your opponent like you do with Path to Exile or Swords to Plowshares, etc. or Condemn. Server Expedition gives us a couple of creatures to kick it off with so we can get the attacks in. Don't worry about sacrifice, you know, sending your tokens, and you want to attack each player as you can to get those food tokens on the go when Apothecary White is in play. To protect the Apothecary, we have got the Lightning Greaves here, and we have got the Swift Foot Boots. They're also appearing, so you know they're here again. Deal with it. In the 3-drop, East Farthing Farmer gives us food when it enters the battlefield, and when we do, target creature we control gets +1/+1 until the end turn for each food we control. So that's quite nice, but it's a food. Field Tested Frying Pan, a bit of equipment from the Lord of the Rings set. Enters the battlefield, you get a 1/1 halfling and attach the Field Tested Frying Pan to it. An equipped creature has, whenever you gain life, this creature gets +X/+X until the end of turn, where X is the amount of life you've gained. It's a weird bit of equipment that people are going to be seeing a lot more of, I think, in decks when they realise how much life they can gain with it. Or, yeah, when you do it. Well, when we gain life anyway. Yeah. Helps the creatures out. Fortified Precisions is also here. Gives a food token when it comes into play and pumps all our creatures up by 1 toughness. If there is ever a deck that I'm going to get Halo Fountain to work in, it is this one. With the amount of tokens I can create, the creatures and then citizens and everything else, I should be able to untap 15 and win the game. I am still trying to do this. I haven't done it yet. I will keep trying it, I promise. Inspiring Leader gives all our creature tokens +2/+2 once we have our commander in play. Call Celebrant, it just gives us more life gain. Makeshift Binding just takes out something we're annoyed with and gives us a little bit of life. Of Herbs and the Stewed Rabbit, +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature, and then get food token. Then we draw a card, create a food token, and then create a 1/1 white halfling creature token for each food you control. Once you've got a whole load of foods in play, you get a whole load of halflings, basically, but thanks to Apothecary White. Rosie, Cotton of South Lane, it also comes in with a food token, and when we create a token, we get to put a +1/+1 counter on a creature we control other than Rosie. Second breakfast just pumps up a couple of our creatures and then gives us a food token as well. 3 blind mice. See how they run. They get to level 1 is a saga that gives us 1 mouse, and then we get to create a token that's a copy of a target token you control twice, and then when we get to the 4th stage, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain vigilance until the end of turn. Wojak Investigate just lets us investigate for anyone who's got more cards in hand. It's just a nice flying blocker for 3 mana. Adeline Resplendent Cathar just gets stupidly big and creates us even more humans to attack with. The Battle of Bywater lets us take out anything with power 3 or greater, and then we get food for it. Then create a food token for each creature you control. So if you've still got your 1/1s, I suppose no real pump in the deck, just so we're clear on this. We do want to make sure we keep as many of our tokens as possible under 3. Yes, this does take out Apothecary White, I'm aware of that, but sometimes you just need to get rid of everything that's big on the board. Obviously, Academy Manufacturer won't die to it, but treasures and clues when we create the food tokens ain't going to go wrong. Achroma's Will's here because this gives us a way of alpha striking with all the humans we've created when we get there. Anointed Procession helps us, well, create even more tokens as things happen. Bartered Cow is just a bit of fun because, you know, why would you not want to barter your cow away for a food token? Have that. Bill the Pony also makes an appearance from Lord of the Rings. Have a couple of food tokens when he comes into play, and we can sacrifice a food so that a target creature we control deals its combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power, which can be quite useful with Apothecary White. Breath of Life is probably something you weren't expecting to see, but this just is a white reanimation spell for all wants and purposes that has no downside to having it in the deck apart from it costs 4 mana. Eileen Harbury's The Busybody is just great in this deck because you're creating foods, because you're creating tokens. You do get to go through your deck really quickly if you can keep Ellen in play, and I recommend you do. Late to Dinner lets us return another creature and gives us a food token, so another version of Breath of Life. Yeah, I had to have Mariel in here, sorry. We need the tokens, we like having soldiers, gives us more things to attack with, it's all great. And it protects us during our turn, which is even nicer. Hero Bladehold gives us a couple of soldiers when it attacks, as well as doing the +1/+0 battlecry bit. Mondrak, Glory of Dominus, yep, double up on the token production, thank you. Wrath of God controls the board. Aetherflux Reservoir is here because you will be getting up to silly amounts of life with this deck, and this gives you another way of taking someone out of the game who's not quite as well off and equipped with life as you are. Helm of the Host, it gives us 2 basically apothecaries to start with, so we get lots and lots of extra tokens. Don't forget the copies aren't legendary. Grain, the Greatest of the Eagles, gives us a way of getting a benefit from the life gain we're having by having more birds come into play so we can give things flying when they attack. Angelic Chorus is just a stupid amount of life gain in this deck. So Archangel Athun makes a lot of sense because we want to get the +1/+1 counters on our creatures when we gain all this life. Expel the Interlopers gives us a choice of how we want to blow the board up so we can keep our things and get rid of the big things that are annoying us. Scar of the Desert is just a way of exiling target card from our graveyard, and then we get, or target creature card if we need to get some 1/1 flyers, which can help occasionally. Sunfall is Sunfall. Yep, exile everything, and then we get to incubate, where X is the number of creatures exiled this way, so we could probably end up with a really big incubate token that transforms. Virtue of Loyalty, yep, there's one way of making sure we get +1/+1 counters and making our lovely creature army bigger. And Platoon Dispenser just chucks them out when we've got mana to spare. Captain of the Watch pumps up the soldiers. We have a few coming in, but not many. But it does create 3 soldiers when it comes into play. So, vigilance on soldiers, not the worst plan. Elspeth blows up everything that's 4 power or more. That's what it's here for. It's a kind of another expensive version of Wrath of God. But having the soldier tokens, if we can keep her in play, is even better. And Oja Tuck, the Deepest Foundation. Yeah, this gets silly. I did a little slight me versus me game, as you can do on MTGO. Had Ojatark in play. I had Anointed Procession in play. I was getting 6 lots of the creature tokens when I turned Apothecary White, and with some of the wonderful life gaining stuff I was doing, I was quite happily sitting around about 70-80 life for most of that test game. Now, it was a test game, it wasn't in real life, but I think it applies. The great thing is with this, when it dies, you get to transform it into the land and then flip it back over when you have 3 or more creatures attacking, which happens a lot. Anyway, Sun Titan, just to bring back anything that does get destroyed that we may need to keep in play. And then we've got the Myojin of the Blooming Dawn, Kamigawa Neon Dynasty Commander card. Yeah, we're going to cast it from my hand. Yes, it's 8 mana. Yes, it's expensive. I'm not ignoring that. But remove an indestructible counter from the Myojin and get a 1/1 colour spirit creature token for each permanent you control. Okay then. The final card, Phyrexian Triniform, is here as a permanent card. Yep, just because I like this and it makes sense to have it here. And finally, Martial Coup. Blow the board up, get some soldiers. And I have just realised one thing that I need to take a land out for. Just changing the mana base slightly, drop to planes. I'll put Nykthos in because I just remembered I'm playing a mono deck and this should always be in every mono deck I play. So that's it. That is my take on Apothecary White. It is dirty, it is great, it is there. I've lost to it quite badly. Well done Tondel, for if you're watching this video and you got this far. You won that game very well and you did inspire me to go through this and sort out Apothecary White. I'll be back tomorrow. There'll be a stream replay tomorrow, as I said, because I'm running out a bit out of time at the moment, but there will be another deck tech coming up later in the week. So I hope you've enjoyed this one. I hope you enjoy the stream replay tomorrow. And I will see you very soon here on the YouTube channel with more deck techs. Take care. See you soon. Bye.